Good morning! Gandang umaga! So, andito ulit tayo. Magbabasa muna tayo ng Psalm chapter 15. Kasi lately hindi ko siya nababasa broadcast na ano. So, the righteous Israelite, a psalm of David. Lord, who may abide in your tent, who may dwell in your holy mountain. Whoever walks without blame, doing what is right, speaking truth from the heart, who does not slander at neighbor, does no harm to another, never defames a friend, who disdains the wicked, but honors those who fear the Lord, who keep an oath despite the cost, lends no money at interest, accepts no bribe against the innocent. Whoever acts like this shall never be shaken. Psalm chapter 15. Chapter 2 tayo ngayon. So parang part 2 ng Optimum Health. Ito siya, chapter 2. The Lifestyle Program. Sexy ng girl, oh. So relax. So the three essentials of my general lifestyle program have always been diet, massage, and yoga or other exercise. Women often face more emotional and psychological stresses. So I have introduced a greater emphasis on the relaxation element of the program. And I have also taken into account the fact that problems among my patients often stem from doing things to exist, be it eating or exercising or taking on responsibilities. This lifestyle program, tailored to women, therefore consists of nutrition, massage, exercise, yoga in particular, relaxation, and moderation. The lifestyle program may be quite difficult to follow throughout life as it requires some discipline. Some people find the dietary guidelines no restriction at all, while others do find them a struggle, especially if their diet until now has relied heavily on convenience food or eating out or satisfying strong cravings. My suggestion is that if you have any health problems, you should follow the guidelines strictly for 4 to 6 months. Hormonal problems will take about this time to become regulated. After that, you can keep to the general guidelines but allow yourself more latitude. One or twice a year, go back to the program for a few weeks whenever you judge your general well-being may have dipped. Many people find it useful to put this program into practice between January and March, after the exit of Christmas, and then again after the summer holiday or a time at work that has been particularly hard. The longer you can follow the regime, the easier it will become and the less you will want to revert to bad old ways. Once you have discovered how your body reacts when it is functioning optimally, you will never want to go back. Nutrition. Everybody knows they should eat healthily, but people have different ideas about what this means. And it is not always recognized that everyone, and women in particular, should adjust their diet according to their circumstances. You may routinely be given nutritional advice while pregnant or breastfeeding, but adapting your diet is important at many other times, including the different stages of the menstrual cycle, at puberty, at the menopause, and in old age. My approach to nutrition: to remain healthy, we all need protein, carbohydrates, and fats in appropriate quantities and proportion, plus all the vitamins and minerals our bodies need, and water. Restriction and commands that forbid you from doing. Specific foodstuffs lead you to look at food in the wrong way. If you follow the general guidance, if you follow the general guidance given in this section, aim for moderation and learn to listen to your body, you are unlikely to go wrong. Many of women's major areas of concern about health, periods, skin, weight, emotions, energy, fertility, well being can be influenced by diet. Foods that are useful for these stages will be discussed in the relevant section in Part 3. What I describe here is a regime that will optimize your general health. Good nutrition is an excellent preventative. The basic logic behind this nutritional plan is avoiding unnecessary strains on your body. Foods that harm the body and challenge digestion, absorptions, or elimination will drain the body's energy reserve. Excess alcohol, for example, will not just evaporate into thin air, it will affect the lining of your gut, dehydrate your cells, trouble your liver, increase your heart rate and breathing, and affect your brain and the way you think. Similarly, too much coffee will tense your muscles, increase your heart rate, bring on muscle spasm, interfere with digestion, cause stress or irritability, and reduce your body's healing power. Who needs such hassle from food? The net result is negative, not positive. Pain, not pleasure. Choosing foods and drinks that put the body under minimal strain is a huge relief to all your systems. So, to remain healthy, we all need protein, carbohydrates, fats, and appropriate quantities and proportions, plus the vitamins and minerals. Parang ito yung ano niya chart. Oh. Kung clear ba, laki ng portion ng ano eh, no? Ng carbohydrates. Carbohydrates. Then second portion is protein, fats. Then lesser na yung ano, maximum saturated fat. Saman, na EM 09 97 97 26 474 0997 97 26474. Thank you. Moderation. Eating too much not only strains the digestive system, it will in time put pressure on vital organs such as the heart and liver. Eating too little, on the other hand, is likely to starve you of certain nutrients and may trigger your body into hoarding fat. A balance of all the essential. If something is lacking in the diet, the body's function may be affected and the energy and the innate healing power will suffer. That will invariably lead to ill health. Foods that are good for you. Whenever your body goes through hormonal changes, puberty, menstruation, pregnancy, and menopause, it is put under additional stress. The more stress your body experiences, the greater the need for vitamins, minerals, and other micronutrients. There are certain nutrients that are especially pertinent to women. Protein. An excess of animal protein usually goes hand in hand with excess saturated fat, with the associated problems of weight in heart or vascular disease. Too much animal protein has also been linked with osteoporosis. However, in my experience, women react to news like this by swinging too far from the other way and start shunning protein. As always, it is a question of balance. Too little protein can cause anemia and low blood pressure and contributes to fatigue, depression, and often a poor immune system. The regular cycle of periodically building up and then shedding the lining of the womb creates a demand for protein, and crust dieters, vegans, and anorexics who starve themselves of protein suffer water retention, scanty or irregular periods, infertility, and difficulties in pregnancy. Protein provides us with amino acids, essential for our own protein synthesis. But only animal proteins and soya contain all its essential amino acids. Strict vegetarians who don't eat fish or eggs therefore need to be aware of balancing their sources of proteins rather than relying solely on grains and pulses. Good source of protein. To avoid the problem of eating too much fat-laden protein, choose predominantly fish and lean meats and include plant proteins such as lentils, peas, and beans, nuts, especially almonds, cashews, peanuts, and Brazil, hazel and pine nuts, mushrooms, but beware of fungus-based meat substitute if you are intolerant of fungi. Lower fat cheese such as cottage cheese, mozzarella, or goat's cheese. Mm. Vitamins and minerals, vitamin D and calcium. Vitamin D helps us absorb calcium from food, vital for keeping teeth and bones strong. Calcium deficiency leads to problem with bones and joints and can cause osteoporosis. Although vitamin D is obtainable from only a limited number of sources, our requirements are modest, and for most people, there is little danger of deficiency. These limited sources, however, put at risk anyone cut off from them, such as vegans and those who do not expose their skin to sunlight. Middle-aged and elderly Asian women are especially vulnerable. Many Asian women convert to veganism in their 40s and 50s, restricting severely their protein intake at a time when they may need it the most, around the menopause. Later, someone smart, 09, uh-uh, 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 36, 0907-8031-364. Bali, sa UTP ni, kailang sulat sana ako balik. 0907-8031-364. Ah, yeah. Later, they suffer badly from arthritis or backache, primarily caused by calcium deficiency. Good source, vitamin D, oily fish, eggs, sunshine. Calcium, dairy foods, spinach, cabbage, and kale. Soya products, edible bones of oily fish such as sardines, many bottled waters. Fortifying foodstuffs. Some plants have properties that are particularly helpful in areas of concern to women. Anemia, spinach, aubergine, pomegranate, pomegranate, carrots, apples, cherries, lychees, sweeter varieties of clementines and tangerines, sugar cane, avocado, broccoli, beetroot. The Oxalates in spinach and beetroot can inhibit iron absorption. So boost your vitamin C at the same time with cabbage or sweet citrus fruits to counteract. Reproductive system, yam, rhubarb, pomegranate, ginger, saffron, cinnamon, chamomile, black cumin seeds, kalonji, nigeria sativa, coriander, constipation, papaya, prawns, plums, okra, spinach, broccoli, asparagus, beetroot, melon, figs, salad leaves, cayenne pepper, chilies, sweet peppers, sweet corn, skin, turmeric almonds, bitter gourd, carrots, pistachios, cardamom, hair and nails, fish, marrowbone stock, aloe vera pulp, broccoli, pomegranate, libido, yam, ginger, asafoetida, pistachios, raisins, eggs, nutmeg, saffron, black cumin seeds, ginseng. Mood enhancers, chamomile, ginger, dandelion tea, chicory, guarana, royal jelly, honey, mangoes, especially the sweeter variety with slight sour aftertaste, but also spice mango chutney. Always choose fruit and vegetables that have been well known. Look for organic labels or grow your own and are as fresh as possible. If they have been grown in nutrient deficiency soil or had to travel long distances, their nutritional content will be sadly lacking. Even if they look good, waxing and preserving methods for long shelf life do not help the nutrient content. Vitamin E. Fat soluble vitamin E is essential to the healthy functioning of the female reproductive system, helps keep skin healthy, and wants to heal well. Vitamin E is an antioxidant, which means it helps protein cells by mopping up excess free radicals, unstable molecules that can harm our bodies. Good source: oily fish, with germ oil, seeds and seeds oil, sunflower, safflower, nuts, avocado. Vitamin B12. This vitamin is vital in the manufacture of blood, but the only people like to suffer a deficiency are vegans, of which there are more women than men, because it is only available in animal products. Eggs and dairy produce will provide sufficient even if you don't eat meat or fish. Eggs and dairy produced will provide sufficient even if you don't eat meat or fish, but vegans may need to take a supplement. Folic acid, folate. Normally, your ordinary diet will provide us with plenty of this B complex vitamin. However, it is recommended that you increase your intake significantly if you are planning to have a baby and during your pregnancy, as it provides protection against such congenital problems as spina bifida. You may need to take a supplement even if you eat plenty of the foods listed below. Good source: liver, brassicas such as cabbage, and Brussels sprouts, spinach, eggs, peas. Iron. A major role of iron is in making the hemoglobin in blood, and too little leads to anemia. Anemic blood actually looks less richly red. This is one of the few instances where the recommended requirements is higher for women than men. Iron is lost during menstruations, and many women are slightly anemic some of the time. Anemia is particularly prevalent among teenager girls and during pregnancy. Vegetarians also need to check that they are getting enough iron. How well our body absorbs iron is affected by other things we eat and drink. It is helped by vitamin C, but impaired by, for example, caffeine and oxalates and rhubarb in spinach. Good source: offal, especially liver, red meat, dried apricots, leafy green vegetables, the darker the better, eggs, soya meat substitutes, seaweeds, lentils, peas and beans, seeds and whole grains. Water. Everyone is advised to drink about 1.5 liters of water a day. Women who are concerned about water retention or abdominal bloating are inclined to restrict their fluid intake, thinking this will help. It doesn't. Too little water can cause constipation, headaches, dry skin, bad body odor, and halitosis, smelly urine, palpitations, and sleep disturbances. Women are Women are more badly affected by these last two, especially when they cause anxiety. And if this were not enough, dehydration causes vaginal dryness, soreness of breast, especially before periods, and water retention. Drinking more water also helps to flush through the urinary tract, which is more prone to infection in women than in men. Food and drink to avoid. Cutting out of or keeping to a minimum certain types of food for at least 4 to 6 months will get your body functioning optimally, allowing it to regain its energy and restore its innate healing power. After that, if you have no problems, you may reintroduce some of all of them back into your diet in moderation. Although many people find that after half a year of abstinence, they no longer hanker after them or even like them. These restrictions are on preserved products, yeast, sugar, salt, fatty foods, caffeine, alcohol. And here's why. Stomach acidity. A key point of the lifestyle program is avoiding excess stomach acidity. This is the major cause of discordance in the digestive process. Many women experience uncomfortable upper abdominal bloating 30 to 45 minutes after eating, as excess acid reacts with the bile and mucus is secreted by the small intestine, producing a lot of gas. In indigestion, heartburn, stomach ulcers, and other digestive complaints are not the only problem caused by acidity. Stomach acid is the main stimulant of appetite, so it can be a contributory factor to weight problems. Acidity affects collagen in the tendons, making them more prone to sports injuries and repetitive injuries, as well as making all sorts of everyday physical activities, from lifting babies to running upstairs, more difficult. Chronic acidity can cause discoloration of the lips and mouth area, resulting in over pink lips in the area around the mouth becoming pale and patchy, not as prominent as in vitiligo. I have known many women who have become concerned about their looks in this way, but not understood its cause. It is also possible that excess acid in the body can have a spermicidal effect, contributing to infertility. For centuries, traditional physicians have considered citric and sour products bad for the body, as they have been observed to increase the likelihood of aches and pains around the body, bruising, skin rashes, hair thinning, teeth and gum problems, sour taste in the mouth, mouth ulcers, and guts and abrasions on the side of the tongue. Why does excess acidity cause so many problems? The digestive system is a fine balance of acid or alkaline media. The saliva in the mouth is alkaline. The gastric juices in the stomach are acidic and are then neutralized by bile, which is alkaline, in the small intestine. Bile is produced by the liver, but only in a limited amount each day. This is enough to cope with a regular balanced diet. But if what we eat and drink is extra acidic, or if the stomach secretes excess acid, It will reduce a greater quantity of bile to neutralize it. This means that part digested, highly acidic food can slow the digestive process and irritate the stomach walls while waiting for the liver to produce more bile. A slowdown in the healing process, irritability, bad breath and bother odor, stinging urine, even mimicking cystitis. Avoid citrus fruits and juices. Example, orange, lemon, grapefruit. Sour fruits and vegetable. Example, pineapple, mangoes, kiwis, rhubarb. Summer berries such as raspberries and strawberries. Green apples, tamarind, tomatoes, passion fruits. Vinegar, white wine, and other acidic drinks. Canned sauce, and pre-prepared meals. Most include acidic preservatives and vinegary pickled foods. Stomach irritants such as chili, rich curries, nuts, and seeds that have not been finely chewed or crushed, and over hot beverage. But the foods listed above are only part of the problem. Beware also of these other acid producing factors. Eating too fast. Food that is not chewed properly means more work for the stomach, which means it will have to produce more acidic gastric juice. Smoking and recreational drugs. Stress, which can lead to stomach ulcers and acidity. When the Russian psychologist Pavlov carried out his famous condition reflex experiment with dogs, he discovered that these animals under stress produce excess stomach acid and some even had ulcers. Medicinal drugs, when used over a prolonged period, aspirin, anti-inflammatory drugs, steroids, strong doses of vitamin C over 1,000 milligram, and a host of drugs from those used for chemotherapy and infertility to malaria tablets and antibiotics, cause acidity and even ulcers. Bacterial infection, in particular, Helicobacter py- Helicobacter pylori. This bacterium thrives in the stomach lining, causing inflammation, gastritis, and ulcers. Preserved products. The natural deteriorations of rotting of food can be dramatically slowed by preservation. Commercially, this usually means adding chemical preservatives, salt, sugar, and sometimes citric acid to prevent bacterial or fungal growth. Since a single can that has gone off will mean a recall of millions in a major loss to the manufacturer. Food processors take no chances. Food and drink regulatory organizations have strict rules on the use of preservatives, but some manufacturers use minute doses of several chemical preservatives, which act synergistically to prevent bacterial or fungal growth. Each is below a level that needs to be declared on the label or that would attract the attention of our food and drink watchdogs, we are none the wiser. Do not load your body with these chemicals, as even though they pass through the regulatory bodies, they do not go unnoticed within our bodies. Skin, liver, stomach, kidneys are just some of the organs that may be affected. So, ang hirap pala ng preserved products. So, avoid food preserves in can or cartons or commercially bottled. Cured or preserved meat and fish, even those not containing chemical preservatives, will be very high in salt, sugar, or vinegar, or all three. Yeast. Half a century ago, yeast in the form of brewer's yeast was a medicine and a good source of vitamin B. It was given to weak people, children, and recuperating patients. It forms the essential component of most tonics. Today, it causes a lot of harm to the body. It has become our enemy. What has caused this great change? In natura, In nature, there used to be a harmony among the three parasites that live in our bodies: bacteria, viruses, and fungi. Then in 1928, Sir Alexander Fleming discovered that the fungus, Penicillium mold, was deadly to bacteria. In Fleming's time, bacteria infection was a major cause of disease, and penicillin became the century's wonder drug, a revolution in medicine that would defeat the spread of bacteria. It worked extremely effective and was viewed as the answer to every doctor's prayer. But bacteria are living entities, and to survive, they mutated and became resistant to this killer fungus. In response, antibiotics, for example penicillin, were developed, and by the 1960s were being widely but inappropriate use for all sorts of conditions. Bacterial resistance increased, and so began the escalation in the battle between man and bacteria, so that now we are facing threats from superbugs such as MRSA. Meanwhile, opportunistic viruses and fungi took advantage of the weakened state of bacteria. And nowadays, viral and fungal infection dominate while bacterial infection are less common. Yeast is a fungus that has easy access to the Yeast is a fungus that has easy access to the digestive system in other parts of the body. In a mishy parasitical variant called Candida, it sends out tentacle-like roots into vulnerable body tissues such as the mouth, intestine, and vagina. Unsa man? Naa. And ara ah. Thank you. It creates holes or patches in the normally impermeable gut walls through which toxin pass into the bloodstream. Yeast also produce a toxic form of alcohol in the digestive system. See sugar below. Candida and other bodily yeast can trigger bloating and gas, vaginal thrush, alopecia, bald patches on the scalp, skin rashes such as eczema and seborrheic dermatitis, dandruff, chronic fatigue, weight gain by increasing sugar cravings, glucose feeds candida. Bile, produced by the liver, is a natural suppressant of candida growth in the digestive system. So anything that impairs the liver function or overloads it can mean more freedom for candida. Alcohol and medical drugs, including the contraceptive pill in HRT, give the liver extra work to do. Avoid bread. Talagang iwas talaga sa bread. Avoid bread, including pizza and some flatbreads which contain yeast, beer, and extract of yeast spread. Mm. Sugar. Sugar is the favorite comfort food, but it is a false friend. And exists, it is a major contributor to weight gain, chronic fatigue, skin problem, eczema, psoriasis, mood swings, particularly premenstrual, and abdominal gas. Not, su- Not only is sugar fattening, it is also very hard to give up because it is quickly assimilated into the system. It gives an instant relief to hunger pangs, a quick burst of energy, and psychological lift. However, the effect is fleeting in hunger. fatigue, or a sense of lowness soon return, stronger than before. Where there is an emotional problem, sugary foods form the basis of being eating, resulting in waves of highs and lows that are difficult to cope with. And sugar has another effect on the body. As explained above, our bodies are more prone than they used to be to harboring yeast, and yeast plus sugar plus warmth plus time is equals alcohol. Excess sugar will encourage fermentation in a sluggish digestion system, so that even though you may not be drinking alcohol regularly, you could be producing your own hope, which of course is not as controlled as a commercial brewery. This can have toxic effects on the liver and the rest of your body. Bloating and rumbling of the tummy is an indication of this type of gut fermentation as it fatigues after eating. Unsa ni nga kuan adlaw ma'am? Gapon. Yara sulat ko full name. Ah. Tama. Thank you. Salt. Some of the long term complications of consuming too much salt include water retention, high blood pressure, anxiety or irritability, increased tendency to aches and pains, periods pains may get worse. Worse, PMS. Particular care has to be given to restrict salt intake during pregnancy, when excess salt poses a risk of preeclampsia and eclampsia, serious complication of pregnancy, and a danger to the mother and the unborn baby. Fatty foods, butter, cream. cheese, fried in oily food, and fat in meat such as pork, lamb, and beef all add to your stores of body fat, as well as causing weight problems. These heavy solid fats, known as saturated fats, also put a strain on the digestive system, which leads to further health problems. Raised cholesterol levels, clogging arteries, and leading to heart and vascular disease, to a liver that becomes life threatening. Consume fewer fats, replace butter in cooking with vegetable or seed oil, and cream by low-fat yogurt, and your skin will be healthier, your body lighter, your joint more mobile, and your mind clearer. Caffeine. All over the world, humans have exploited plant extracts that give a rush of short-term euphoria or alter the consciousness in some way. Marijuana, mezcal, Polynesia cava, opium. Caffeine is also a stimulant, but coffee has become an integral part of society. From a tiny cardamom-scented cupful with which an Arab shopkeeper might greet you, to a ritual morning espresso in an Italian cafe. The resurgence of coffee shops provides office workers from Shuttle to Swindon with frothy cappuccinos without which they feel they cannot start the day. In these days of heightened alcohol awareness, coffee shops have become the new bars. Over 200 years ago, Samuel Hahnemann, the founder of homeopathy, said that coffee was the worst thing we could consume. Like other stimulants or suppressants, coffee is addictive and it's regular drinking that brings trouble. Stop suddenly and you will get withdrawal symptoms such as headaches and anxiety attacks. Such a thing cannot be good. Caffeine affects the body by increasing heart and breathing rate, tensing muscle, constricting blood vessels, reducing oxygen supply to the tissues, raising metabolic rate and blood pressure, causing formation and irritation in the gut, so should definitely be avoided by those who have irritable bowels, causing dehydration. Most of these symptoms mimic the fanicky feeling of stress and eat into the body's energy system by forcing everything to race. This is especially bad news at times when it is most helpful to keep your body calm, such as before and during periods, while trying to conceive, while pregnant or breastfeeding, and during the menopause. It also makes emotion harder to control. Coffee, being a diuretic, increases urine secretion, and the increased sweating from the racing of the heart also releases more fluid from your body. This dehydration can slow down the body's function. In traditional coffee drinking countries, a cup of coffee is accompanied by a glass of water to counteract its diuretic effect. Women who are regular coffee drinkers often get benign hardening in the breast, causing tenderness especially before periods. Too much coffee can also increase period pains and constrict the fallopian tubes, affecting fertility. I have found that women who have given up coffee have reported that their symptoms improve dramatically. Alcohol. Nowadays, women drink almost as much alcohol as men do. It has become part of social life, and alcoholism among women is increasingly worryingly. Big drinking and frequent drunkenness are not only a direct threat to women's health, but lay them open to abuse and date rape drugs. Most people know that chronic alcohol abuse damages the liver by scarring the cirrhosis, hardening as the liver cells are deprived of oxygen. Overloading the liver can have other side effects, through some of which are particularly relevant to women. Because the liver manufactures most of the clotting factors of the blood, liver damage may lead to a tendency to hemorrhage, making period longs and usually heavy. Mo palit og sa akin pre sa akin. Ah, mo palit og sa akin sila pre. Pila gina? 15. Wala mo tilang kwarta kay wala ka. Sige. Isa ka kape? Asa pang-uban?
Nakakang ate putil. Lagi na makapalit to chachi.
Kaya Asa lang uban? Asa lang uban?
Sila lang sa napalit.
Ibo ka. Apil man ka. Dali. Sige na, dali na. Okay. Tunga mo? Or duha? Ano siya? Kulang to 15 ha.
Ate Ching Ching. Ate Ching Ching. Ang kaning heart.
Wala naman yun. Tusok. Alcohol. Nowadays, women drink. Most people, saan na ba tayo? Most people know that chronic alcohol abuse damage the liver by scarring or cirrhosis, hardening as the liver cells are deprived of oxygen. Overloading the liver can have other side effects, though some of which are particularly relevant to women. Someone? Okay na to. Kuya mo muna. Oo. Because the liver manufactures most of the clotting factors of the blood, liver damage may lead to a tendency to hemorrhage, making periods long and usually heavy. This same tendency to hemorrhage can cause easy and unsighting bruising. The contraceptive pill or HRT put the liver under strain. Read the small print under side effects. So, alcohol becomes an additional burden on an already hard work organ. It has been found that women have a lower tolerance to alcohol than men, so are more easily and quickly affected by the problems that beset all who drink too much. Drying and premature aging of the skin, accompanied by reddening of nose and cheeks from broken blood vessels. Other unattractive features such as bad breath, bloodshot eyes, and dandruff. Tremors in the hands. A final item to avoid: smoking. Pregnant women and those around babies and young children are always advised not to smoke, but what about women themselves? Despite many years of medical advice, media campaigning, and education in schools, young people and girls at an even greater rate than boys continue to take up smoking. Peer pressure and wanting to appear adult and cool are undoubtedly powerful motives. But among girls, there is also a misconception that smoking helps to keep you thin. There is no substance to this. Nicotine does bring a temporary sense of relaxation as it dilates the blood vessels, but this small benefit is far outweighed by the risk: lung cancer and other respiratory diseases, long-term complications in the heart and smaller blood vessels, to name just a few. It is also more addictive than many illegal drugs associated with addiction: fluid retention causing bloating, short term memory loss, loss of libido, poor sleep pattern, increased irritability. Alcohol induced sleep, but its dehydrating effect will wake you prematurely. Addiction. My advice is to drink only occasionally and moderately, with particular awareness of any familial cases of alcoholism and your own state of health. Women generally avoid alcohol during pregnancy and while breastfeeding. It is also best to avoid it also while trying to conceive and just before and during periods. Alcohol exacerbates PMS. Exploring the pleasures of food. Nutrition is not simply a matter of following a list of do's and don'ts. Eating should be a positive part of life, not a guilty pleasure or a reluctant adherence to rules you are constantly longing to break. Establish a good relationship with food, and healthy eating will become the norm. Eat with all your senses. Let all your senses enjoy the food you eat: how it looks, how it smells, how it feels on the tongue. Learn to discern different flavors. Eating slowly will allow you to savor food to the full, and also put a natural break on eating too much. Stop when you think that another mouthful will fill you up. Cook. Preparing meals yourself will ensure you know what has gone into the food on your plate. You will have a greater control over your own and your family's eating habit. Get involved in shopping for food, as it will create the fundamentals of a healthy diet. Saman, ala. Get involved in shopping for food, as it will create the fundamentals of a healthy diet. If you avoid buying foods that you are not healthy, then nobody will have the opportunity to eat bad things. Try out different recipes and encourage all the families to learn to cook. Make eating out an occasional treat rather than relying on takeaways or fast food as regular standbys. Add variety. The basic tastes are sweet, sour, bitter, salty, pungent, spicy, and astringent. A seventh often added is insipid, as in water. The Chinese try to include all of this in a meal, and aiming for this kind of variety will avoid the dangers that boredom brings. Even better, so often dislike has its place, as it sharpens up all other tastes. If you did not have darkness, you could never enjoy the light. Two to three tastes on the one plate is ideal. I feel to I feel to bring variety without overloading the taste buds. Much of the flavor and interest in our meals comes from fats, salt, sugar, herbs, or spices. You can devise a nutritional perfect eating regime, but if it is a bland, it will be boring and soon have you craving for a stimulating flavor, which probably means reaching for something fatty, salty, or sweet. To avoid falling into this trap, experiment with different herbs and spices. There are so many to choose from. Use chilies and strong spices in moderation, as when overdone, they produce excess stomach acid, especially when fried in oil. Fast. Fasting from time to time on a regular basis will make you sure that your digestive system and your liver and kidneys get a rest. It is also helps keep weight in check and reinforce the will to keep to a healthy diet. In India, unless they are pregnant or during their periods, women fast or semi-fast at least once a week, eating one simple meal a day and avoiding any grains. Try fasting or semi fasting regularly once a week. This is especially beneficial for anyone with weight or digestive problems. For more on how to undertake a regular or occasional fast, let's see on the page 230. The benefits of fasting: helping weight loss, distressing your body, improving sleep and lightening mood, resting your liver, which has to detoxify everything you eat and drink, allowing your digestive system to rest and carry out any necessary regenerative work, enhancing your body's innate healing power to combat disease and illness, reinforcing your willpower. Eating by the lifestyle. How do all these principles translate into everyday eating? The following is not a meal plan to follow like dietary prescription, but aims to show you how the theory can be applied in practice. You will have your own preferences and quite possibly a partner or family to take into account. These guidelines should also be useful when choosing from a menu when you are eating out. Breakfast. Choose cereal, whole grain, or porridge rather than processed or sweetened. Fruit. Whole fruit are better than just juices, especially acidic citrus juice. Yogurt. Eggs. Boiled or poached rather than fried or scrambled in a non-stick saucepan. Bread toast. Try soda bread, which is yeast-free. Crisp bread, machos, or oat cakes instead of regular bread. Spread honey rather than jams, marmalade, or salty processed bread, and limit your butter to tea rather than coffee. Avoid traditional full English fried breakfast, orange, grapefruit juice, sweet or buttery pastries, croissants, Danish pastries, etc. Coffee. Main meal. Main meals, lunch or dinner. Choose fish, chicken breast, mixed salad, mixed or basmati rice, new potatoes, grilled vegetables, followed by fruit salad. Avoid fatty cuts or meat or sausage. Rich curries or very hot dishes. Chips or creamy mush. Cream sauce and rich dressing. Homemade chicken soup. This highly nutritious broth makes a great sustaining food in all sort of circumstances to restore energy after childbirth when you are ill and have no appetite, if you have digestive problems, or whenever you are feeling run down. Chop a portion or young organic chicken and crush the leg and thigh bones. Add to a pan with 2.5 to 3 liters of water with ginger, garlic, bay leaves, cinnamon. cardamom buds, and a pinch of turmeric. Bring to the boil and simmer for an hour. Strain. Drink this stock 2 or 3 times a day. You can also use it as a base for a soup. Extras. Snacks are useful on days when there is an avoidable long gap between meals, and many people find the operate better or several small meals a day. But don't snack instead of eating proper meals or out of boredom or frustration. Choose fresh or dried, non candied fruit. Smoothies. Ready prepared vegetables such as carrot buttons or celery stick. Many pita breads with dips such as hummus or guacamole. Yogurt, nuts. Chestnuts are the lowest in fats. Unsalted peanuts and cashews are lower than Brussels, pecans, or hazelnuts. Seeds such as pumpkin, sesame, or sunflower. Avoid sweet and chocolate bars, crisps and extruded food products, cakes and sweet biscuits. Drink choose water, apple, grape, blackcurrant, cranberries juices rather than citrus juices. Ideally squeeze your own, but if buying in a bottle or carton, ensure it is a 100% juice and not juice drink, or just labeled to look like pure juice. Tea, especially herbal teas. Milk with a little honey at bedtime. Avoid coffee, alcohol, sugary squashes, citrus or sour juice. Fizzy drinks. Teas and tisanes. Teas and tisanes can be useful for different times of the day. Morning, dandelion chicory. During the day, ginseng. Evening, chamomile and rose. Massage has always held a powerful therapeutic value. More than just a benefit for circulation, massage can produce maximum energy in the muscles. In muscle keep tuned and well nourished will be full of energy. Until comparative recently, the standard form of massage in the Western world was based on the gentle rotatory Swedish massage, which is the most widespread. All European massage schools teach to massage towards the heart with the idea of improving blood circulation. Traditional Eastern massage, on the other hand, massage in both directions but mainly away from the heart, focusing on the muscle, joints, ligament, tendon, and skin. Such massage is anatomically and therapeutic more precise, alternately squeezing and relieving the pressure on the muscle more lactic acid into the bloodstream where it can be broken down by oxygen more quickly. The vital role played by the neck. Neck and shoulder massage forms an important part of my technique. The topmost or cervical vertebrae that make up the neck form protective canals through which run a pair of arteries known as the vertebral arteries. They are the best protected arteries in the entire body because they are crucial to our existence. They supply blood to the subconscious brain, the older part of our brain, evolutionary evolutionarily speaking, which is responsible for everything that might be considered automatic, from breathing to fluid balance. But these cervical vertebrae are highly mobile and vulnerable. Whiplash injuries, charring falls, palms to the head, contact sports, hours spent at the computer screen, drawing board or desk, long hauls flight, even high pillows. These all put strains on the neck and can cause dislocation or misalignment of these delicate bones. Twisting or distortion can also happen during birth, and cranial osteopathy can be very helpful in subtle, adjusting the alignment in a young baby. Yes, Doc. Morning. Ha? Load sa? Pila. Ha? Katong ano? Ha? Lagi ko yung kay kamo gamit, Doc. Ay, smart. Go extra man yung pasabot no. Go extra 90.
Asa ka, ate?
Munang 8 gigabytes.
Sa magatos.
Usahay mo kang ipaload, Dok?
Ma'am?
Unsa tiyo ipa-load?
Ano yung balon?
Smart.
Smart asa unsa na
Katong 0919.
ay dili kat unsa man siya pang video?
Dili. Ito. Napaisa nimo.
Unsa
299.
man?
Hindi na ko na-memorize na.
Katong Giga Video 99?
Unsa ito isa na? Katong na yung mga call.
Na-icon?
No. Dili katong walay call, katong kwan lang, katong mga internet lang.
Or basin kuan ka atong Giga Video plus Allnet?
Katong 1 week.
3 days lang.
Kasi katong 1 week. Murag giga video na to.
Pero di pa baguro makani, Dok?
Murag tingano, wala na, murag hinay na.
Ha?
Grabe ka kung magamit.
Dapat
Tingagay ko ako, pasa na kumahot na nun.
kung kung i-1 month na lang din ani mo, Dok.
Hindi ka to, nag-1 month di ako, di ba? 549.
Oh, dili pud siya?
Nag-1 din siya, nag-binuang na.
Ha?
Nag-1 week siya ko, pero mukod man siya, pag tala na ko marag nag-549 na yun ko.
So mag-Giga Video na lang ka. Pero kuan lang ni siya, 2 gigabytes open access plus 1 gigabytes per day for YouTube. iFlex NBA signal I want valid for 7 days.
Basta, kaya kato, ang akong katabi ka nagpapasibog 549. Ano problema sa mga calls o sa text? Ang video na ako nangahurot.
Pero kani kay good for 1 month, ay good for 7 days, 2 gigabytes, tapos 1 gigabytes per day sa YouTube.
Muna 99, di ba?
Muna siya, Giga
Giga
Video.
video, di ba? Wala pinatay ko.
09,
Ang 0919, 543, 0295. Ako internet pa nandali mahurot, ma'am. Ang ako ang calls na mga text na pa.
0919-543-0295. Daghan jud ka ginatanaw, Dok, no?
Daghan. Di ka na mga usap na how to weld, how to mga kung ka na mga do it yourself na mga carpentry.
Muna yung ginatanaw.
Grabe ka na mag-take
Kuan.
Pwede sa kaadlo mo dito tabo abi kung ginay mo.
Naardag Thank you.
Gusto na rin ako magpakabit ng internet na diha.
Gusto ka katong globe. Ang kanyo na ako'y extra din hidok. Uliin na lang. Uliin na lang ka ng prepaid.
Prepaid?
Prepaid wifi. Ha? Gusto ka og postpaid? Same man lang silang function.
Pero prepaid is sila ang monthly.
Mag-matter sa imo ha.
Mo lagi ang prepaid.
Ang prepaid.
Sila ang sani. Depende sa usage, no?
Depende sa usage nimo.
So prepaid.
Prepaid siya.
Ano sa pinaka-minimum niya?
Halimbawa, parihatong sa imuhang kanang kuan. Halimbawa, nagakuan ka og kanang 1,000. Parihaan nang sa mga kuan, sa mga postpaid is kuan man na mga 3,000, 1,000 plus 1,300, 1,500 mga ano may laha. Sa sa kanang mga prepaid, pwede ka halimbawa, kuan na nimo og 1,000, good for 1 month. Muna siya kung tan-aw nimo murag sobra ra kaayo. Balibar ba nimo mga 600, 700 ana. Pero kung kulang 1,500 depende sa imuha.
Nagkuan ko ma'am nang gidala na unit sa LDT man na. Kasi magalanganin ko mo kay kasi pag na po yung week na di po ko magamit. Kung muna gana ko month na di ko magamit kung kana mag-prepaid. Kung muna garo na kung kana monthly kay kana bitong postpaid. kanang ingon mo prepaid ma'am, kung di mo na magamit yung 1 month, makonsume siya.
Dili, ikaw ra may mo load. So kung dili nimo sa gamiton, dili lang usa. Next time na
So
pod
di siya maurot in 1 month kung sakali. Kaya mo kinauban ma'am na magbayad ka ng prepaid no, bayad ka, alas kaningon mo 1 month. Pag di makonsume sa 1 month, marabag ka ng, marag kauno niya, consume lang niya, bayad ka usap for the next month.
Ingana jud siya.
Muna giyo, mana din ako. Mas gwapo to itong postpaid, kung di ka mo gamit, bayad na ka at least 1 month. Pag ano siya, sa prepaid, kasi pag-abot ko kan, marabag ka na usa na. After 1 month, sorry, 1 week, may sense ba ko?
Murag na realize ni mo dong no na may sense.
Murag may sayad.
Kay sa postpaid manggod, obligado ka with contract. Pero kung prepaid manggod, kung mayong ka murag wa man ni sense, pwede rin mo i-stop.
No, dili na ka magamit.
Di ka obligado nga magbayad within pila ka years.
Sa sida ko yaw-yaw, na po may sense. Nakay ka na unit, ma'am.
O nako unit diri nga wala siya.
Mobile? Pocket wifi?
Dili siya pocket wifi do, kana jud siyang kanang
Ana, no? Router?
Katong router niya.
Kapila po, ma'am.
Kuan man ni siya dok ba? Gi-introduce siya og kanang tag 4999 pero gi-introduce siya og 2999. Muna siyang unit na.
Depende pa lang sa ano, sa let's say sa 1 month. Depende sa gigabyte, no?
Depende kung unsang imuhang ikuan, good for 1 month na ano. So para halimbawa sa inyuhang balay, pag uli nimo dito, so gamit pug ka tanan naka-access sa katunga ano.
At sa balay na ako postpaid.
Nakay postpaid. Diri lang.
Ako kung nakaraan ako na kinag-shift ng load. Ako PLDT mo yung gidala diri. Wala ko ginang, di ko kasi wala kung sense, wala ko nag-load, kaya di ko kung wala kay PLDT. Mabuto ang problema kaya wala kay PLDT, di mo na siya mag-online lang ko. Kasi lang mga batingala ko sa online, parana, nag-usap-usap ilang kwan man, no?
Ilahang mga offer, munang na siya.
Sa nag-buy ko katong 1499, gusto ko na kong pa-load, hindi naman siya mo-load.
Pero karon exist pa ang imuhang PLDT.
Nadi ha. Nasa kuwan ako. Wala na akong ginaloadan. Kaya naglibong ito nagpa-load ko ko sa niya. Tingnan ko, di man mo load.
Sige lang kay try na ko ang kuan. Unsa na nga PLDT kay murag last time nag-upgrade ba ang menu sa ano?
O kana gani kuan mo home something.
Home surf?
Ma'am?
Home surf ba?
Mga home to eh.
Oo.
Pero itong kausa, matahan ako si Muha, kabati ko mo, 20.
Kay last time, nakita nga ano home surf diri
Ikaw sa nag-call ko sa online, kung di man ako makuha.
Home surf. Naay ka ng farm load. Muna siya muhang ginakuha nga 1499, 200 gigabytes.
Lola.
Na siya karon. Depende siya sa ano. O PLDT magud ni Doc. Pero ang PLDT is kuan man apud ata sa smart.
Ma'am?
Kuan mo pud siya ata sa smart.
Smart sila na.
Pero
pagmadaot ang
smart.
PLDT, i-go out smart.
Napay farm load nga,
Mo din na pang load.
kuan siya, 199.
Mm.
Comes with 28 gigabytes of data, that's 7 gigabytes of open
So, 1
access.
week lang na.
Good for 7 days. Katong 1499 tong 30 days.
30 days.
Naana siya do kani sa Fema yan na ano. No siya choice din
Ako
here.
tanawon na ba?
Sige, Doc.
Ito ako gina. Nagulat sa, nag-enjoy yung sana ko ni.
Gani, enjoy ako sa na, Doc. Sige, Doc. Subscribe sa ako ang channel, Doc, ha? Subscribe sa akong channel.
Sige ba, sige ba.
Sige. Salamat. Saan na ba tayo?
Ayo.
Saman.
Hope, no?
Gagmay. Gagmay. Na ano?
Balik ko na lang ang kabyo.
Ay, unsa nga dako nga ano? Dako 1.5 tag 70.
Kaya pa siguro na siya, Chief.
Nay.
Kaya kung nilimbihan, nagputol na ko ang laban na. Matapad kaya ba si Mami nakakuhan ko. Kaya pa siguro na siya. Dili pa man patay tanan niya damon, awit tanan sana. Next na niya ako togig no.
Energy. A reduced blood supply to the subconscious brain means a reduced oxygen and glucose supply. Chronic fatigue sets in as the brain feels starved. It sends signal for food, particularly glucose. This leads to sugar cravings, which in turn can lead to weight problems or hyperacidity. Sleep. Problems with the brain sleep center typically result in a jet lag type of sleep pattern, alert at night, tired during the day. This is because the secretion of melatonin has been affected. Melatonin is often called a rejuvenating hormone as it maintains the restful state of the body, allowing the body to repair damage and injuries. When the day night wake sleep rhythm is upset, it has all sorts of repercussions beyond tiredness, including mood swing, depression, heartache, headaches, loss of concentration, hormonal disturbance, reduced daytime performance. Each day becomes a struggle to get through. Hormonal balance. The areas fed by the vertebral arteries includes the pituitary gland, which controls most of our hormones. If the pituitary or its companion gland, the hypothalamus, malfunction, it can result in thyroid problems, weight gain and fatigue, ovarian problems, polycystic ovaries, perhaps endometriosis, infertility, poor or irregular periods, adrenal problems, cellulite, weight gains, or fluid retention under the control of hypothalamus. So, hormonal balance din ang ano. So, the subconscious brain at its optimum. The pituitary and the hypothalamus together regulate a wide range of our automatic functions, including heartbeat, breathing, digestion, appetite, and energy levels, immune system, hormone regulation, emotions, sleep, fluid retention, body temperature control, and libido. Using my technique of neck massage, helps those all important parts of the brain function between and elevates a wide range of conditions. Here are some examples. Regulating the immune system. The pituitary gland, together with the adrenal glands, regulates the immune system. More women than men suffer from autoimmune diseases such as lupus, rheumatoid arthritis, Raynaud's syndromes, and Crohn's disease. I have treated this condition with my neck massage technique, which gently adjusts the vertebrae and reduce thigh. Oh, last time din naman nakuanan. Wala po dito sa iya ha. And reduce tension in the muscle and tendons and tighten that area. The results are quicker than, for example, cranial osteopathy, and definitely long lasting as the blood is able to carry more oxygen and glucose to the brain than cerebrospinal fluid can. Although the results can only be anecdotal in scientific terms, they are very satisfactory when it comes to the number of patients who have been helped. Since neck stiffness is a common symptom of stress, it may also be that of the onset of diseases that have linked to stress, which can range from cancer to psoriasis, may be connected to a weakening of the immune system. Regulating hormones. The pituitary and hypothalamus regulate several hormones of importance to women. Oxytocin causes contractions in the uterus during labor. Prolactin develops breast tissue and helps the glands to secrete more milk while suppressing ovulation and periods. Growth hormones, when they are under or overworking, can lead to great self-consciousness and psychological problems. Androgens, estrogen, the male and female hormones, respectively, are present in both women and men but in very different proportion. An imbalance in one or the other has implication for a woman's normal development and reproductive ability and can also be responsible for conditions as varied as cellulite and excess body hair. A well-regulated hormonal flow can help the body with all aspects of reproduction and pregnancy. This is covered in more detail in part 3. Balancing the emotions. Just behind the hypothalamus and slightly above it is an area of the brain known as the limbic system. Here lie nerve centers that control a wide variety of elements of our existence, from waking and sleeping to sexual drive and control of emotion. Panic attacks, depression, mood swing, postnatal depression, and other emotional turmoils are strongly linked to this area of the brain. Women are often described as multitasking, taking on a wide range of different tasks and roles. Wife, mother, housewife, family welfare manager, breadwinner, social organizer, which calls which call up a wide range of emotions. Coping with this successfully depends on the proper functioning of the limbic system, which relies on the optimal circulation of cerebral fluid and blood to the brain. In my opinion, all women need neck, shoulder, and even head massage on a regular basis to help them with the emotional demands and drains on energy of a roller coaster life. Massage as a way of treating some of this condition may sound odd, and most doctors would not believe its therapeutic effects. However, years of trials and observations mean that I have time and time again seen the efficacy of treatment by therapeutic massage. The basic moves. So, we're almost 1 hour. We'll try to read the next time. Mas ano ko dito sa ano sa basic moves. Tomorrow, anuhin natin to. Ito. Kasi meron siyang mga directions. Try natin siyang basahin ng mas yung dahan-dahan talaga para medyo mas maintindihan natin yung basic moves nung pagmamassage. Laki pala ng makakatulong dun sa massage, So, tomorrow will be a great day. God bless everyone. Bye-bye. Salamat sa pakikinig.